Hey Starshines, I'm Sylvia Moonbeam. Welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a while since I've done a video, but we're all trapped inside due to coronavirus, so time for new content. Today I am opening up two Treasure X Fire and Ice Hunters. This video is not sponsored. I bought these with my own money. Just need to put that out there. These have little action figures inside, and this particular set includes either this set of characters either has an ice-related figure or a fire-related figure. So let's get these open and find out. Roll intro. I'm just gonna kind of rip this open here. And you'll see that it comes apart fairly easily. Some of the steps do have these little labels, but it's not always necessary for you to look at the labels. We also get one of these tools. This is, I believe, called an X tool. If not, that's just the YouTuber I've been watching a lot, how he calls it. But it's kind of cool. It looks like a saw on one side. I'm realizing I'm wearing red, so this is hard to see, but it has a saw blade, it has like a little knife blade, it has a little fork and a little shovel and a little handle to grab things with. So this is kind of cool. Worst case scenario, at least we have some kind of cool like little rare thing to play with. Also included, we have this little cup. You do not have to keep these, but this is just to help you because of the little thing pour water into our volcano. You'll notice that there are two tabs here. There's one on the top and one on the bottom. We're supposed to do the one on the top of the volcano first. That's why I've got the plate to help with the cleanup. Also included is what's called a map. Basically, it's kind of a checklist to show us what kind of figures we could possibly get, as well as have the step-by-steps of what to do, and list based on whether it is fire or ice, what kind of possible treasure we can find with our figure. So first up, I have our little volcano on our plate. Let's peel this off, and already I can see we have a little key inside with some powder. I, however, am not going to take that out. We want to, of course, see the cool chain reaction, or chemical reaction, excuse me, where I'm going to get... I have way too much water here. I'm going to grab a little cup of water and pour that in. And let's see. Oh, looks like we have an ice volcano. And so it is doing a little chemical reaction where it is absorbing the water and turning it into artificial snow. And let me just see here. Oh, this is kind of cold to the touch. Very, very powdery though. Not at all edible, of course. These don't necessarily have an age range that they're marketed towards, but the packaging does say 0 to 3 is not good. So 4 and up. Obviously, I'm 26, so I'm a little out of the age range, but that's okay. I'm going to use our little shovel here and scoop out our key. And you can see it's this cool little gold key. I'm just going to dunk it in the water to help get the extra snow off of it. And it's kind of a cool little key that has these little bones on it. That's kind of neat. This will come in handy for opening our treasure later on. And I'm just going to flip this over to gently pour out our fake snow. As you can see, we got a lot of snow from that. This stuff really expands. That's a fun chemical reaction. And now, we're going to just gently open. Maybe you need a little bit more help with this one. Let's see if we can get a little help from our scissor here. There we go. And I only peeled off the foil. I did not peel off the plastic. But we can already see kind of inside, once again confirming that this is in fact one of the ice volcanoes, is it has this blue gel. Now this gel is kind of similar from what I've seen, similar to like a thick gelatin, but just like with the snow, it's not edible. So for my younger guests, please do not put this in your mouth. Now because this gelatin does not pour, I can hold it up to the camera, that way you can take a look inside, because our little hunter figure is up near the top. We'll have to cut them out. And so we can see here. And it looks like they've got somewhat of this gray kind of rocky figure. So it looks like, looks like it's one of these three ice cold hunters. It's hard to tell which one, but it's going to be either Sceptron, Dilokill, or Snapsaur. However, the weapon itself looks kind of like fish bones. So I'm assuming it's Sceptron because that's the weapon that Sceptron is shown holding in the checklist. So I'm going to use now our X tool to excavate around, and that'll plop that out. All right, and the minor amount of moisture that's on this gel is sticking to some of the snow. So if you want something fun you can do is kind of just gently sprinkle this around, just to kind of give yourself a little bit more of a challenge if you want. It mostly kind of easily brushes off, so, you know, worst case scenario, if you change your mind, you can always undo it. This actually does hold a good amount, so you can always just put your extra gel in here just to help kind of with the cleanup process. I'm going to put our treasure key off to the side next to our other package. Now, using the blade, I am going to cut into this. And this is a lot firmer than I expected. Wow, okay. And you can see this stuff does just chunk off pretty easily. Oh, you know what it's like? It's like when you, this is gonna sound really weird, especially for my younger viewers who haven't done this before, but it's like when you're done cooking and you put all your bacon grease in like a little container to store it in. Sometimes people use that in cooking. I just keep all my waste grease in one place. That way when that container is full, I can then throw it out all at once. And of course, because it needs to congeal, it will of course keep my, my belongings safe and clean. But, gotta get the gel out of the meteor. This is kind of like cutting through bacon grease. At least this gel smells good. It smells a little bit like, kind of like deodorant. But like the good kind of deodorant, not the bad kind. And there we go, we peeled out our weapon. And then we also get this little gold scepter. I'll be able to show these both in better detail once I get them all properly excavated. But this kind of gold scepter is used for our treasure. I'm gonna just dunk this in the water to help kind of just get the extra residue off. And then here's our weapon. It's like a fishbone club. That's really cool. Again, lots of this extra gel. Our volcano is getting really full. Our figure is based off of one of my favorite dinosaurs, a Pachycephalo or Pachycephalo. It's one of the dinosaurs that has the hard cranium for ramming, as well as it has the little spikes. For those of you who are Pokemon fans, you might recognize this as Cranidos or Rampardos. Let me just dunk our little figure in here. Let me just clean off my fingers. And now we have the paper towel to dry things off. So, here's our little character. I think it's, there we go. Yes, their heads do come off. I recommend cleaning off the neck segment just to help make sure we got all that blue gel out, because there can be some around the neck region. But here's our little guy, and just like I thought, this is Sceptron, which makes sense. Sept, like cephalo. It's a Sceptron, I guess. And then here is him. Looks like he's all rocky, and he's got some bling on it. He's got some X treasure bling. He's got some stunner shades. And then we can pop in his bone club. Very nice. And now last but not least, we have our boulder. So these boulders contain our treasure. And getting you to stand is hard because you are very top heavy. I'm just gonna lay him over to the side for now. But we've got these little boulders or meteors. These look like meatballs. Like even has like the pattern of like a meatball kind of thing. It's interesting. But I'm gonna just put the key in. That should open it up. There we go. And inside, ooh, we have some liquid. Liquid must have leaked in when I stuck it in. Looks like we also have a little bit of gel inside. So it may not have been sealed properly. We just dip that in to wash that clean. You can see we got a little chunk of gel in there. It does smell good at least. But in our meteor is this little piece of treasure that we can now stick onto our scepter. And it looks kind of like a little bit like a merfolk face with kind of a mustache kind of thing. Let me hold it up to the camera so you can take a look. There we go. Take a look at that. So, according to our map, that is a Arctic lock, which is a common treasure. Not bad, not bad. And because of the way it is designed, you of course can have this be held in one of your hunter hands as well. That was neat. See, now, better question is, are these boulders reusable? Let's find out. Okay, cool. So it does click together. And then I see, just inserting the key isn't enough to break it. You have to break it, you have to turn it to pry it open. Okay, that's neat. That's neat. And if you don't want to have your little treasure here, you can always put it inside. It is kind of funny that our Arctic lock is being locked inside of a meteor. So, a little off branding there, but that's okay. This is really cool. I'm gonna clean this up and then we'll open up our second one. And we're back for part 2 of our exciting treasure opening. I just rip open another one of these, and before I do, we've got, of course, another X tool. It is exactly the same as the one from before. Let's set that to the side and pop out our lovely volcano. Dry off our map there. I think it got into a tiny puddle. And of course we have another one of these little cups. These again, you don't need them. However, you may want it to help you pour in enough water. And once again, it looks like we have some white powder with our tool. So chances are it is probably another ice character. Here we go, here's our second volcano. And will it be fire or ice? Let's find out. All right, just like before, looks like our water is being absorbed by the powder. And there we go, it's another ice volcano, cool. I love watching it kind of just expand and crumble down the mountain. It's super neat. All right, and while that expands, looks like we have the same map and everything. So, since I actually already have a copy of this map, I am not going to keep this one. All right, it's finished reacting. I'm going to take our X tool, and it looks like our key floated up to the surface. Again, this is the same gold key we had from before. Look at all that fake snow. You can see better this time that it's just kind of this nice little lump. But we did get quite a bit on our snowdrift. I actually dumped out all the snow from the previous volcano just to make sure we'd have a clear working surface, or as clear as we could get it. All right, here we go. Let's see, I can open this one easily. There we go. This one all came off in one piece. I didn't have to peel this one. But there we go. And it looks like we actually have another one of the Ice Cold Hunters. This looks like it's Snapsaur. The reason I think it is because it looks like we have this frill in the back. And based on our map, it looks like Snapsaur is the only one of the characters with this kind of frill going up in the back. I'm actually going to try seeing if I can... There we go. Squeeze that out. That's kind of cool. Very cool. And it looks like I was right. Looks like we have Snapsaur's little bone axe. Of course, we'll get a chance to see him in entirety once I cut him out. In case you're wondering, I did check to see if the little handle piece on the back could be held by our little Sceptron, and they're not able to hold them in their hands. I'm not really sure why they have this, unless you maybe want to put it on like a backpack or something. It is definitely cool, though I don't know how many people actively want to put their X tools on like a keychain or whatever. Alright, here's our boulder. Looks like this one's, oh no, this one's already partially open. Looks like some of the liquid may have gotten inside. You know what? Let's just open this one now, shall we? I'm going to just take our key, pop this open. We got a little bit of liquid inside, and a little bit of gel, of course. And then this one is another common treasure called an Arctic Gauntlet. For those of you who are a fan of League of Legends, you may be familiar with the Iceborne Gauntlet. And just like that, it is a icy blue gauntlet with spikes. It might be hard to see the thumb, but there is molded fingers. So there we go, that's our other treasure. I will say, my hands, they smell a little cinnamony from the gel. I don't know what this gel is made of. I do know that it's not edible, but whatever it is, it smells super good. Ah, here we go. Our weapon just popped out. So I'm not sure exactly what this is supposed to be. I'm assuming this is some kind of spine axe. It looks super cool. And what's really neat, I'm going to see if this will show up on camera, is it made a little impression in the ice so you can still see it. That's cool. While I'm working at this, I thought I'd maybe answer a question I get quite a bit, actually. I often get a couple comments every now and then saying, how come from video to video my voice varies so much? Sometimes my voice is a bit higher, and sometimes it's a bit lower. And so I was asked why. The main answer to that is I have a very versatile voice. I have, as my girlfriend would say, a voice actor's voice. And so I am able to raise or lower the pitch of my voice with ease. That being said, the voice you're currently hearing is the voice I use at work. And since I am not at work right now because of coronavirus, technically this is my job. So I'm using my sort of at work voice. Now, something really interesting about our friend Snapsaur here is that he actually has a neck piece, like a separate piece. So here is, ooh, your leg is backwards. Sorry, buddy. Has this kind of little neck piece that sits on the chest here. We've got a little bit of we got a little gold X symbol on his torso. I will show it in a second. And it looks like he's got a golden eye patch with the X symbol on it. Very cool. I'm going to guess that he lost his eye fighting someone like Ice Claw, who has a powerful tentacle whip. Or maybe it was someone like Saber Storm, who's wielding a powerful spear. Probably it's unlikely that some kind of a blunt weapon, like our little fish club, was the source of losing his eye. Awesome. I do wish these had a little bit more articulation. They just have a little bit of articulation in the head. The arms can move up and down and the feet can move around. But here is Snapsaur. Very cool. All right, everyone, that was my first venture into the Treasure X universe with our hunters Septron and Snapsaur. If you liked this video, please consider giving me a lunar laser like, or give me a starshine subscribe, or if you're really feeling it, how about a Moonbeam bell icon? To see more content like this, I realize I don't put out a lot of content, but who knows? Give me a comment and I might do more stuff like this. Until next time, I'm Sylvia Moonbeam, and see you next time, Starshines. Bye!